Hello everyone and welcome to Andy Shed Live on this Boxing Day afternoon. Hello everybody, welcome to the show. We are with you live once again. I'll just move the camera there. I've got my cup of coffee and here we go again. For those of you who are fed up of Christmas already, we thought we'd come on this afternoon and do something a little bit different for an hour or so, just like we did on Christmas Eve basically, and entertained a few people. So we are here again on this Boxing Day afternoon. Nobody has found us in the chat as yet. I'm sure they will in a few minutes though. Yeah, I'm sure people will find us. I'm just looking. Looks like Christopher's found us. Hi, Christopher. At about 1 o'clock in the morning, whatever it is there in Australia. Hello, Christopher. Welcome back. I'm looking up there because the chat is on a monitor up there. That's why it looks a bit weird. I can keep looking up there. Things are not exactly optimally positioned here because for those who don't know, I am sat in a radio studio here, and it's all optimized for being a radio studio. It's not optimized for being a video live stream studio. So when we do this, we have computers that are not in the best of places and stuff like that. But yeah, hopefully we'll get it all sorted. Miguet's here as well. He says, I am here. Hi all. Hi Miguet. Nice to see you all again. I trust you all had a reasonable Christmas, let's say. It's shocking what's been on the telly this Christmas, isn't it? And I normally, the one thing I like about Christmas normally is to kind of sit and watch a movie. You know, maybe a movie I've not seen before, first run movie on Christmas Day afternoon. Oh dear, they've been absolutely terrible. They're all like animated kids films or films you've seen a million times before. Yeah, absolutely rubbish. I found myself yesterday watching back episodes of QI. So basically the same as every other week of the year. They were the most entertaining thing on telly. So yeah, television's been absolutely abysmal over the Christmas holidays. It really has not been very good at all. So we thought we'd come on here and try and entertain you all for a bit and see what we could do. We are here, as I say, at the studios of PVR. This is the radio station that we've been building. If you've been watching the series on the channel, How to Start a Radio Station, this is what we've been building. And if you weren't with us on whatever day it was, Sunday, which was Christmas Eve, you'll not have had the latest look round here. So I will give you the latest look round now. So this is how it all now looks here at PVR. If I turn things around like that, you can kind of see most of it. It's a bit difficult to get everything in shot because there's a lot of it now. But yeah, you see the main mixer there on the bottom right, telephone bottom left, together with the hybrid unit underneath it for putting calls through onto the mixer. Then in that little rack unit, there's a CD player. There's a compressor limiter at the top there. And the thing in the blue box is interesting. That's a thing called a scoop reporter. That's the thing they used to use. I don't think they use them much anymore. It's a thing they used to use for getting high quality audio back over traditional telephone lines from basically anywhere in the world. So it's just a piece of vintage kit that we got that. We don't really use it, but it's there. This is the main thing that we do use. This is the main mixer, and these screens, these are two screens on the same computer that run a piece of software called Rivendell, which does all the radio station playout for us, where we can either run an automated schedule, or we can pick tunes out of a library and other content out of a library and fire it all off manually. Stuff that would have been on what they called cartridges years ago, but is now done digitally on a computer. So there's that there. Microphones, of course, of which there are plenty sort of dotted around. There's one there, one there. Yeah, microphones all over the place. And what else have we got? Oh yeah, there's all stuff under the desk as well that makes it go. There's a computer there that makes it go. There's power supplies for the mixer there, and all sorts of stuff. So yeah, now that is basically what makes PVR go, but this is the heart of it. This is a Soundcraft mixer. It's a Soundcraft Series 10S, if you're wanting to know what type it is. It's not new, it's quite an old piece of kit, but these things are absolutely bomb-proof technology. They are very much analog. There's nothing digital about this mixer. It is very much an analog unit. The way it works is on these white faders there are different audio inputs to these white faders. For instance, this one here controls whatever is on this computer up here. So whatever is playing on that, if I put this white fader up, that goes through to air. The next one along is CD player number 1. The next one along is CD player number 2. And the next one along is the tape machine, because we have this, which is a Sony reel-to-reel tape deck. Not a thing you see in radio stations generally these days, but we do have it. We were donated it by our friend Dominic, and it came in non-working condition because it needed new drive belts and things on it. We renewed the drive belts. It also came in stood-up format, because you can change these. You can swap the way around they are in the case, so they're either like vertical or horizontal. It came in vertical format, and we put it into horizontal format when we restored it and got it working, because that's more suitable for the quick changes that you do in a radio station. And we do actually use this quite a lot, because one little sideline that we've been doing is we've been copying reel-to-reel tapes for people. There turn out to be people out there with reel-to-reel recordings who want them digitizing, so we're in the process of doing some of those at the moment. So we use this actually quite a lot. So back to the mixer. So that's all the sound inputs that come in on these faders with the white knobs on there. That one is another fader that's got multiple inputs. There's actually 20 sources that you can select on that fader by pushing these buttons here. There's 10 on source A. No, tell a lie, there's not 20. There's 16. There's 8 on source A and 8 on source B. And you swap the fader between source A and source B by pressing this button up the top of here. When that lights up, the input is source B. When it's not lit like that, then the input is source A. So at the minute, whatever is through that button there is on this fader, or that button, or that button, or that button. As you can see, we can work our way all the way through them. So there's 16 inputs, 16 possible inputs on that fader. So that's a multi-input fader. The green one here is for the telephones, I can make and receive calls on this telephone here, but when I push this button in, you see it's lit up at the minute. That it'll light up more when I press it. If I press that like that now, the phone line is through to this fader. If I turn that fader on, phone line is now through to that. So that's that one there, and then these four are microphone faders. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Four microphones that we've got about the place, of which we've only got 3 actually wired up at the minute. But that is theoretically the one we use the most. If I put that up, and that there, there it goes. You can see as I tap the mic here, you can see the meters going up. So that is that fader there, and of course we monitor it all by listening to it through headphones, and that is basically how it works. So yeah, and the CD players are over there, which are Newmark professional CD deck there that's built into that rack unit. So that's how it works. So I shall put that back down there, and I shall turn the camera around and drink my coffee and see what folks have been up to in the chat. Miguel said about the TV, says get a satellite set up and view continental stuff. Some of it is very interesting. Yeah, trouble is in a foreign language, Miguel. I don't speak any of them. Christopher says, I'm watching on the buses right now, waiting for Andy. Huh? I'm here. Are you waiting for another Andy? So that's it. So the radio station, you can see, is about ready to go here. And people say, when's it going on air? When is PVR going on air? Well, the answer to that is when we get people to actually come and operate this studio. We're just short of people. We're just short of people to come and give it a go. We're looking for volunteers. It is going to be a community-based volunteer-run station. And we're looking for people to come and do shows. And finding people to come and get involved, particularly in this area that we are in here, is very, very, very difficult indeed. It is very difficult. The number of people who are willing to give their time, even just an hour a week or something, is pretty much non-existent. I have never done anything in a part of the world where there is such a lack of interest, such a lack of community spirit. Really, really is lacking here. To the extent that I do wonder if we just need to pick this radio station up and move it somewhere else, move it to another bit of the country. Because where we are, there is just no interest in doing anything. Nobody has any interest in doing anything. There is no community support or anything in this area. It's really, really bad for that. Really bad. Nobody seems to want to do anything. So, yeah. I mean, and coming from Sheffield, where there was lots of community support for whatever you did in Sheffield, but coming here, it's surprising, shall we say. Miguel says, move it to London. Yeah, I don't think we'll be able to afford to move it to London. We've had enough trouble. Part of why it's here in the first place is finding a room, finding a studio to put it in at a sensible price. It is so difficult to rent a building or an office or just a room in somewhere at a sensible price. It's absolutely bonkers the amount of money that people want for rent. I mean, you can spend as much renting a room as you can a mortgage on a house. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. God knows what it's like in London, but here it's absolutely insane. So one of the reasons we're here, we are in a massive, great big mill. There are 3 huge mill buildings here, all owned by the local council. And it's operated as a business park. And all these big mill buildings have been split up into little units, into like little rooms. And we rent one of those. And that's basically the only way we can do it. It's not an ideal location because it's very difficult to get to. But it's the only location we could find that was even half suitable. Unless you know of somewhere else. And if you do, get in touch with us. So yeah, that's what's been going on here, and stuff. But it is ready to go now. It's just a real lack of people. And I thought there'd be people coming out of the woodwork wanting to have a go, wanting to present shows and stuff like that. I thought there'd be quite a few people wanting to have a go. And it's just really, really hard to find anybody. Really hard to find anybody. Because you've not just got to find anybody, you've got to find people who have actually got enough about them to be able to do it. Because you do have to have some personality to be able to do radio presenting and that. So just because somebody wants to do it doesn't necessarily mean they can. Even with all the training in the world that we can give them, if they've just not got the aptitude for it, they've not got the aptitude for it. Some people just can't do it. Like some people never pass the driving test. You know, it's just not a skill they've got. And no matter how hard they try, they will just never get any better. I mean, some people do get better, of course, and some people do manage it. But there are some who want to do it and just can't, because it's just not a skill they are able to acquire. And it's not something you can teach just anybody. Well, you can try and teach just anybody, but some people just never pick it up. Some people haven't got that thing in their brain that makes them understand it, sort of thing. It's difficult. Chris says, Andy. Chris says, no, it's my DVD. Right. Christopher says, the live stream is playing on YouTube and not playing on Odyssey. It is playing on Odyssey because I'm watching it on Odyssey. On this computer up here, I've got it playing back on Odyssey, so it is definitely going out on Odyssey. if you go to odyssey.com, ODYSEE.com, and search Andy's Shed, you'll find the page and you'll find us through that. So we are playing out on Odyssey. It is actually going out at the minute. So yeah, here we are. Right, I'm just drinking my coffee. I will give you a tune on the pianola in a little while. Now the one I played on whatever day it was, Sunday. I've lost track of space and time. The one I played on Sunday, the pianola that I played on Sunday, turns out that one's not working quite right. I thought it sounded a bit iffy on some of the tracks on Sunday, but I then played a different one, and it sounds a million times better. But it's just not in an easy place to play it because this room that we're in is so small. There isn't room to get a proper piano stool in front of it to play it. So I have to kind of lean on the desk that's behind it, which is the back of this desk, and play it. But it does sound much better when I play it through that. So we'll go and we'll have a little playing up again. Christopher says it might be his end playing up again. Yeah, it's definitely playing on Odyssey at this end, Christopher. He says he got it playing now. That's all right, huh? What is the stream like, guys? Is it coming out? Is it coming out smooth? Because the stream that I'm getting back here is a bit jittery, but I think it's because it's on an old computer that I'm getting a fairly jittery stream. What's it actually playing out like? Is it decent at your end? Let me know while I drink the rest of my coffee. I have to drink my coffee before it goes cold, because it goes cold quick in this building. Because I've only just come in to do this and go again, we're not bothered putting any heat on, because I'm only going to be here for maybe a couple of hours. It wasn't so bad the other day because it was quite warm. It was about 14-15 degrees, but it's only about 9 or 10 degrees today, so it's a little chilly today. Chris says the stream is coming out awesome. Excellent. That's good news, isn't it? Yeah, that's good news. I'm glad it's awesome. I'm using a new piece of software on my phone. Normally when we do these live streams that are not from base, where we normally do them from, normally these sort of live streams that we do from other places, I normally do it on the YouTube app. But now we're not broadcasting YouTube first anymore. Can't use that anymore. So I'm using a thing called Prism at the minute to do the streaming. And Prism streams it to Restream, and then Restream directs it partly to YouTube and partly to Odyssey, and in the future possibly partly to Facebook and other things as well. Yeah, so that's how we're doing it with a piece of software on my phone called Prism. You can link that to Prism software on your PC, but unfortunately only works on Windows, and we don't run Windows PCs, so unfortunately we can't try that. Prism people, if you are watching, you need the Linux version. Right, so shall we go and see what we can find musically? Christopher says, Andy, did you see the photo of my street light? I did, Christopher. I can't show it on here though, because like I say, we're not on my normal computer and I've not got access to my emails here. But yes, I did see it. Very good. Out on the balcony there. Miette says the stream film's not playing very well. It stops and starts. Might be that you've not got enough bandwidth at your end, Miguel. That might be the thing. If you've got anything else plugged into your internet, try unplugging it. So if you've got anything else plugged into the internet, like a telly, a smart telly, or anything like that, just try unplugging it while I'm on. Anything that you're not using, unplug it, and see if that works. It may be that because we're broadcasting this in high definition. It should be in 720p, I think, at 30 frames a second, which is fairly high definition. It might be that your internet connection isn't fast enough to grab all those frames. So that might be why you're getting a bit of buffering on there. Now, when we did it on YouTube, YouTube transcodes on the fly and turns down the definition if your computer or whatever you're watching can't handle it. But if you're watching on Odyssey, you can only watch in high def. But you can watch it on YouTube. We are on the YouTube channel as well. If you want to watch it on YouTube, that should slow it down a bit, and it'll probably not be as good a picture quality, but it won't buffer. But the chat, you need to keep the chat on Odyssey. So a lot of people I know watch on a smart TV and have the chat on a phone or something like that. So yeah, you need to keep the chat on Odyssey. Right, shall we go? Shall we go over there somewhere? Hang on. We'll go and have a look. Christopher says, I rode all the 1980s comic trains on Christmas Day and got to go in the cab of one of them too. Excellent, Christopher. Excellent. Christopher's out train riding on Christmas Day, apparently. Because in Australia, trains run on Christmas Day, and not only do trains run on Christmas Day, they are free. Not like Britain, where nothing runs on Christmas Day, and if it did, it'd still cost a fortune. Now, oh, you might want to see these before we go in. This is a stack of broadcast video machines. All U-matic machines, these, all 6 of them. Rescued from the scrap. Some work, some don't, some I haven't tried yet. But these particular 6 are all Sony units, and as I say, these are all U-matic that play those massive tapes. And then these 3 down here that are hiding in a corner down here, these 3 machines down here, these are digital Betacam players, and they are just players, they're not recorders, they're just players. We're just currently getting those working. That on the top there, that is a power supply that we've got to put back in one of them that we've just had mended, thanks to the people at Rate Repair who fixed that for us. So thanks to Rate Repair for fixing that power supply. Right, going down here then. So yes, so we've got all these things up here. If you look here now, we've got all these boxes and boxes and boxes of pianola rolls. Basically, loads of them. I'm going to get some of them out so you can see. I'm just moving a few things. But yeah, we've got all these pianola rolls here. Loads and loads and loads of them. Here's one to play the other day. It didn't sound very good. This is Felix Kept On Walking. and it didn't sound very good the other day, so I'm going to play it on a different machine now today, and we're going to see if it sounds any better. So what I'm going to do is spin you around and put you down there. In fact, no, I'll move you up here a bit. If I possibly can. Can I move you up here a bit? Where can I put you where this is going to work? Where you can see what's happening. Somewhere down there, perhaps. Tripping over cables. And we'll have a go at playing this on this one today. I used this one the other day. It didn't work so well because that's the one that's been on a damp loading bay for about 4 or 5 years, and we're still trying to get it going reliably. But this one, this is the first pianola that I had, and this one works reasonably well. As I say, it's just a bit too close to this desk to be able to get a stool behind it, but I can still just about play it, so we'll give it a go. So this, in theory, is Felix Kept On Walking. Hopefully we're not going to make any copyright matches for this. Hopefully it's well over 100 years old. So we'll give this a go and see what you think. Alright, go for it. Sounds much better on that. Felix Kept On Walking, if any of you know the tune. I have to just wind it back, which is the bit that takes a while sometimes, although it winds back a lot faster than it winds forwards. There we go. Felix Kept On Walking. That's that one. Right. So we'll see if we can find another interesting one, shall we? see what we can come up with. But that one is actually fairly okay. That I quite like that. Right. Some of them, the labels are so old that it's hard to read what's on them. Let's see if I can get a box out. Have a look what's in a box. I'm get this box. What's in here? Well, I've got one there that says John Peel on it. I'm sure John Peel didn't record piano rolls though. Here's an interesting one. This one apparently is nursery rhymes. But it's in too bad a condition to play, unfortunately, that one. Because the thing that hooks onto the machine, the thing that hooks onto the actual instrument, is all torn on the end there, you see. So I can't play that one without restoring the book, or the roll rather. So that roll needs some restoration. So I'll put that one to one side as a roll that needs restoring. I am making a pile of rolls to restore in a minute. So that's one I'll put to one side for needing restoring. Just trying to see what some of these are. Another one that needs work on it. There. What's this one? Oh, these are all in bad nick. This box full is not very good at all. Right, let me put some of these. Right, put that box out of the way a minute. Let's try another box. Because it's not like we've not got a few. We have got quite a lot actually. Which I'm trying to sort out here. If one might be a tune we might know or something. Yeah, alright. Little White House. Shall we try? Oh, that's another one. All the ones that I want to try are the ones that are not in very good condition, the books. Let's have a look at this. Right, this one should be playable. See if you recognise this song. And then when we've done this, I'll go back to the chat and see what you've been saying. I'm hoping it works. Again, it's not in very good condition, the roll, so I'm hoping we can get this to play. Right. Let's give it a go, shall we? See how it comes out. I think you might recognise this one. Fun in the book. Let's see if we can get it back. That's not what it was supposed to be. That must be in the wrong box, that. That is definitely not what I was thinking it was from the box. Spirito. It says on it. Not what it was supposed to be, that. Definitely not what it was supposed to be. Sorry. That's what it was supposed to be. Right. Yeah, it's not what I was expecting there. Exciting stuff. Even if it was exciting in the wrong way. By being the wrong song. But all these need sorting out, you see. This is another thing that I need to get around to doing. Is sorting all these out and trying to figure out which ones go where. Because there are an awful lot of them. Let me just grab one more box. Out of here. See if there's anything a bit more exciting in here. Looking at what they all are. What's that one? It's not in there. Not in the thing. That one, you see, it's not in the thing. But these are made by all different companies. And it's amazing. The old label, I really like the old labels on some of these. That one. Nothing I can't recognise on there. Looking for ones I recognise, you see. I'm always looking for ones that mean a bit of something. But there's such old songs, you see. A lot of these are long forgotten tunes. Long forgotten tunes. What's that one? As I say, a lot of these are long forgotten. I should just pick one at random. There's another one that needs work on it. I'm not doing very well here this afternoon, am I? My theory is the best ones are the ones that are in worse condition, because they're the ones that have been played a lot. That's my theory anyway. What are folks saying about it all in the chat? I'm just going to have a look. Yeah, it says it plays well. And it says, I didn't recognise it though. No, neither did I, Miguel. Neither did I. I was expecting to recognise it and then didn't. Because it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. So yes, alright. Let's try this one. Now, I don't know this song off the top of the head, but from the title, it sounds like it might be something from an early movie or something like that. So, let's give it a try. See what it sounds like. Now I'm giving up because my feet are getting tired. Hard work playing these. It says for singing and for dancing. There you go. It's called That's Why I Love You. And I think it's probably something from a sort of movie or something like that. I'm not certain. So there you go. That's one of the better ones actually, isn't it? That? I quite like that one. The only thing about this is you have to wind them back. So there you go. That's Why I Love You, apparently. Is that one? It's one of the better rolls, that one. In fact, I might leave that one out up there. That's one of the better ones. So, yeah, there you have it. That is the old pianolas. I say this one here we are still need to work on it because it doesn't play anywhere near as well as that one does. That one plays really well now. Still not perfect, but it's close. And this is the mechanism that does it. If anybody's not seen one up close before, all these little holes in here suck air in, and when the paper is over the holes they can't suck any air in, so that note doesn't play. But when there's a hole goes past, then it can suck air in there and it does play. And that's how it works. It's very cool. Right, that is almost it for this afternoon. How's everybody getting on? Christopher says, Andy, what bulb do your street lights use? My street lights, it was a mercury vapor 80 watt light, and my other one has a high pressure sodium. It's high pressure sodium, I believe, or is it low pressure sodium? I'm not sure. Miguel will tell you, because he's seen it before. The street light. It was on a stream. I've got two street lights. One of them is an Esler street light from about the 1920s, 1930s, and that just uses an ordinary kind of 100 watt tungsten bulb. That one. The other one that I've got is a more modern light, and it uses a sodium, an orange sodium tube in it. I will have a look when I get back. Remind me when we next do a normal stream, because the light is there, and I'll show you. Blimey, it's a good workout. It's a good workout for your legs. This player piano business. Yeah, if you need to give your legs a workout, if the doctor said to you, you need to exercise your legs more and stuff, you got a bit of arthritis or something, you need to give your legs some exercise, you can do a lot worse than get a player piano, because it really does give you a good workout. It really does. You either get a bicycle or a player piano. I suggest a player piano because you don't have to go out in the cold and wet then. So they are very cool, but I do want to get the other two working that we've got here, as well as that one, because it would be nice to have them all working, wouldn't it? Yeah. But it's a slow process. It's a slow process because you can send them away to restorers, but they charge an absolute fortune because it's a real dying art restoring them. And they charge you an absolute fortune to restore one. And it's really beyond anything sensible. So you have to rely on you sort of doing it yourself. So I'm learning. I am learning about piano restoration and that. And one or two people have come and helped me quite a lot. There was a guy who came and tuned a couple of them a few months ago, who's a professional piano tuner, and he taught me a bit. He was very helpful. So yeah, there's always stuff to learn, isn't there? Always stuff to learn. Right, okay. I think. Oh, the Odyssey is glitching a bit this afternoon. I'm just looking at it now. Christopher says, I'll send you a photo later showing 150 watt high pressure sodium I got from South Melbourne. Yeah, send it in, Christopher, when we next do a stream from our normal location. Then we'll show the pictures to everybody else as well. Right, that is more or less a wrap from me, I think, for this afternoon. Thanks to everybody for watching and taking part again, and hello to those of you who are watching this again after the event, after it's happened. I know there's not so many on in the actual daytime, with it being Christmas and that, but if you're watching after the event, welcome anyway, and thanks for watching and taking part. Remember, if you've not done so already and you would like to help support us, you can do on Patreon. Go to patreon.com/Andy's Shed if you want to do that. But failing that, we will see you all here again, or somewhere, on Sunday. Yes, Sunday, which is New Year's Eve. We will be back on New Year's Eve. So from me for now, have a fantastic rest of the week ahead. Enjoy the rest of your Christmas holidays, and we'll see you all soon. Bye for now, everybody. Bye-bye.